top childhood foods we ate freely without knowing they were actually superfoods. So while growing up, a lot of us ate some foods which we thought were meant for the low-income class, which we belong to them. We consumed them freely, but they were actually superfoods unknown to us. They were actually the reason why we were not, going for hospital admissions. We were not usually on antibiotics. We were not usually suffering diarrhea. We were not obese. You have a lot of bloated babies and children today around. We call it fat or whatever, but there were no such things. We are looking smart. Both physically and mentally. One of such food is the coconut. We actually ate coconut freely. Most times we paired it with the tapioca, fermented and sliced and dried out in the sun, and sometimes soaked in the water. When our mommies went to the market, we normally continued to eat and chew on these foods until they came back to prepare our meals for us. So most of the foods we were eating then were tapioca products. We ate it freely, either as dried fried gari or fermented, sliced tapioca slices, which some looked like what we have as spaghetti today or noodles. Maybe it's actually how they got the idea, I don't know. But sometimes they used, stainless steel to punched and used to grate it and make it look so attractive to the children. So we loved it. But now we know that tapioca is one of the healthiest carbs. It's gluten-free. It does not produce gas. It's one of the most friendly carb for the stomach today, we know. And then the coconut, we didn't have to buy it. We went freely into the bushes, plucked the coconuts, and we ate as often as we wanted. We thought they were for the low-income earners. But today, we know it's a superfood. It's not only a food, it's a medicine. A rich source of uncommon nutrients like the lauric acid for fighting disease, even supporting digestion, no fatty liver, no heart disease, no obesity was found amongst us. Most of the time, we were eating coconuts. When our parents went out for business, we stayed behind to keep the homes. But guess what? The snacks we ate were coconuts, tapioca products, and then the palm kernel is one of it. It's one of the healthy food. Nobody talks about the palm kernel today. Children don't eat such anymore. They eat noodles, spaghettis, boo-boos, and all the rest of it. All the factory made. We ate palm kernel. Those kernel from the kernel that we make palm oil from. We cracked it with stones and we ate them. Sometimes we chewed them like that. Sometimes we used and put inside the gari, and usually taste great. Really, really great. And then we were also consuming seasonal fruits like the African pear, which we call ube. We ate these things. We didn't have to buy them. Different species taste very great. We ate them with corn. Either roasted. We roast these corns ourselves, consume it. They were the snacks we were eating. These were our childhood foods. They were immune boosters. We never had, digestive issues. We never suffered typhoid. We never suffered diarrhea. We never suffered any of these things. Can't you guess why we are suffering today? It's because we've abandoned most of these natural delicacies. Yes. We ate African star apple, which we call udara. Agbalumo, they call it in Yoruba language. It's a rich source of calcium. It's a rich source of vitamin C. It's a rich source of other nutrients that we need naturally occurring. We ate them. We didn't buy them. We didn't have to buy them. The trees were in the bushes. We went out and got these things organically. Not the ones that were forced to ripen. We saw sometimes on the way, we met bananas, ripened. We plucked and we ate. And you know the health benefits of bananas. Do I need to tell you that? It's rich in potassium. It was the reason why high blood pressure was not common those days. But today you see diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure amongst even youth and very young people. And you are still wondering why a lot of us are sick, stomach ulcers, all kinds of things. There were no ulcers then. We never heard of it. Because these are disease-fighting foods. The childhood foods we ate. Sometimes our mommies, upon coming back, goes to the farm or garden and gets bitter leaf, wash it, use it to make soup. We enjoyed every bit of this thing. The liver needs some bitters occasionally. These are the foods we ate while growing up. But we never knew that they were actually the reasons why we didn't suffer things like typhoid. I can't remember being treated with an antibiotics while growing up. Yes, none of us. And none of us were too obese. I mean, talking of the size, physical size, which is common among the children today. We went out, we ate all these things, and we exercised doing hide and seek games. There were no diseases such as we have them today. Childhood foods. Are you not missing them? Can you comment below if there were childhood foods you were actually enjoying and you are not missing them? We can still go back to some of them. We can still go back. And I'm informing you that they were actually superfoods. We ate sweet potatoes, rich in vitamin A, one of the top superfoods today. We never knew they were superfoods. People, they were harvesting foods like yams. Nobody took potatoes for cereal as any good food to reckon with. They left them for the children. We just went to farms and just took them and boil and eat. Nobody cared. They thought they were not good enough. They were for those struggling low-income earners. But they were the reason why we were kept away from diseases. These childhood foods were the reason why we never suffered most of the bacterial infections we are suffering today. And so, guess what? We can still get back to some of these foods. They are still available, but usually in the suburb, not in the busy cities. Too many GMOs now, everywhere. You guess what? Genetically modified foods are almost taking over. So, consider going back to your childhood foods. If you enjoyed any of these childhood foods, you can mention them in the comments. They were wonderful. Mother Nature did us good. We are the one hurting ourselves through what we're eating today, which we call modern food. They're actually not modern. They are the main reason we are always sick. Infections everywhere, stomach ulcers all over the place. Diseases, toothaches, faster aging, heart issues, constipation. We didn't have all these things then because of these childhood foods. Honestly, I am missing them. You can still click the follow button if you love this message. And then remember, moderation remains our rule.